Hello everyone. New module. Look at all those lights blinking. It's the nonlinear circuits divide and conquer clock divider. It has 4 sections, each of which can be clocked separately, or they will all run together from this input over here at the top of the main section, which is a standard powers of 4 clock divider. Just like this one here. It's 1/2, 1/4, 1/8, 1/16, 1/32, 64th. This one has also 128 and 256. And over here, these 3 sections are odd. We got 3, 5, and 7. And also 3/2, 5/2, and 7/2. Now, to get half a beat, what it's doing is it's counting the incoming signal on and off as separate events and counting 3 of those so that the half output comes on when the input goes off, and then the next time when the input comes on, it kind of flips back and forth. But by patching these things up in different ways, you can get all kinds of odd and unusual divisions. And I thought that would be very useful. The only thing about it is there's no reset. So getting it to actually kilter with a sequence that you have running somewhere else might be a little tricky. I don't know how important that is yet, but I'm sure I'll find out. And oh, yes, I don't think I've ever had to tilt the camera up high enough for you to see that, but that's Tinkerbell. Don't ask me why I have Tinkerbell on my wall. She's hot. Leave me alone. Don't judge me. Anyway, what about this patch I have running? Well, I'm also using this fancy thing, which I built this week. It's a new mixer. I have 6 inputs, each with a volume control and a switch. I've had mixers with volume controls. I've had mixers with switches. I haven't built a mixer that had volume controls and switches. This is totally new for me. Anyway, the original idea was to just have one output and have the switches be mutes to just turn each channel off. But then I realized I could build it with 2 outputs and have the switch toggle between them. If you don't hook up the second output, that's the same as a mute. But having it there means that you could run this thing with 2 separate mixes if you wanted to. So, that's more useful. So that's what I did. It only needed 1 extra jack, and I put capacitors in there because the audio does sound better if you AC couple, and just putting a capacitor on the output is the passive, cheapo way of AC coupling. So it filters out any DC offset, and it's subtle. It may just be magic. I may just be imagining it, but it seems to me like the audio sounds better when you do that. Anyway, running through this mixer, let me isolate it in the mixology over there. Turn it up a bit. I have hat, Platts, oscillator 1 of Lifeforms. And what they are doing, along with that, which is oscillator 2 running through the LXD, all of those voices are being controlled pitch-wise. They are receiving pitch CV from sequence 8. All that is coming from one sequencer. and I'm using a trick that I saw Mylar Melodies do in a video that's been out for a while, but I just watched it today. And when you are triggering a voice and you want it to sustain for longer than the duration of a sequence step, basically picking notes out of the sequence and holding them, you have to use a sample and hold, and the same trigger that triggers the envelope for that voice will also clock the sample and hold. I'm not doing that trick for the little plucky sound, but the chords and the bass, I am. And now I'm thinking I ought to get an extra sample and hold, so I could do more layers of that if I wanted to. Maybe. I don't know. And now I have another sequence running up here on Muckslicer. And the Divide and Conquer is triggering the two halves of Rampage. One of those slopes is controlling the decay of Hat, and the other one is controlling the effect, which is in this state is manipulating the timbre of the E950 because it's on VCOA, wavetable mode. It's running through streams on a Euclidean pattern and receiving pitch information from Muckslicer, and it sounds like that. I kind of like the feel of that. It's kind of loungy. It makes me think of the beach. I still feel like it needs, I don't know. I don't know if you can tell from my voice, but I've been sick this week and I've been struggling with the modular. I've been struggling with it. I haven't felt real great about the patches lately. They seem unfinished. I don't know what I need to do now to get... Like, this is a good start, but where do I go from here? I should probably just get more sleep. But I'll power this down. When I start it back up again, Divide and Conquer will have synced up with everything differently, and it'll sound slightly different, and I'll massage it some more. But I think this has got potential. Anyway, thanks to my patrons. They bought most of this stuff for me. And thanks to y'all for watching. Like and subscribe if you liked it, and I'll catch you later on.